Right now, I'm gonna give you the most effective way to score without having a Kyrie-like handle. Let's get to it. What we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about the float dribble. So the float dribble is something that the best players in the world utilize every single game. So what is the float dribble? The float dribble here is basically essentially what it sounds like. We float the ball out, you call it a drift dribble. There's several different names for it. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna use this as a defender. We're gonna pretend that is the outside foot of my defender. If I'm right here, to say they're guarding me, that is the outside leg. I wanna try to get it outside that hip. So when we float out to the left, so I'm gonna float to the left here. Obviously it'd be the same thing to the right, but just reverse your footwork a little bit, okay? So we get outside my defender's outside foot. We float the ball over. We float our feet. Pop, we float. Okay, so now, if I get outside my defender's frame here, I know I have a direct line to the basket. I have an advantage, and I need to take that advantage and attack the rim and drive through the hip of my defender. Boom. And that's what this cone's for, because if you pretend that that is the hip of your defender, okay, you can pick this cone up and wrap it just like you would if you're attacking that hip. So that's why I love these cones right here. Footwork going to the left. My left foot wants to be in front because I want to sell this drive. I want them to make it look like I'm driving to the left. If my footwork's wrong with my right in front, they don't really have to respond or react to your footwork because it doesn't look like you're going to drive. So when we float to the left, our left leads in front. Looks like we're in a drop stance. If we float to the right, our right foot will be in front. Now we have the float dribble. So there's three options I'm gonna give you out of this. The first option is the attack, what we just showed right there. So what I'm gonna do here, so I'm gonna attack this way, boom, we get outside my defender's frame, we float, boom, we drive downhill and we go. So that's option number one. We float out outside our defender's frame, we attack downhill, look to make a play. The next option, a good defender may cut you off once. Okay, especially at the high school level, maybe at college, they'll cut you off twice. So having one good counter move is crucial. So when we float outside our frame here, say our defender cuts us off, say now this is gonna be their inside foot. So we float out, they cut us off, now we have to make a counter move. So our next option is a counter. So we float out, boom, we're here, boom, now we can counter and we can go the opposite direction, just making a counter move off of the defender's feet and how they make that read. So a good defender may cut you off. So what it would look like is this. So I'm attacking, I float, boom, I counter, I cross back, then I attack the opposite direction. So basically what these cones would be used for here, I'm not gonna do it just for the fact that I have to, replace the cones every time, but when I attack here, now I'm attacking their left foot because they're guarding me this way. Now I can pick up this cone and drive through the hip of the defense. And the third option is going to be a hezzy pull-up. Okay, Kevin Durant special right here. And this is one of my favorite shots that I always relied on, okay, especially being a smaller guard and having quickness, I was able to get my defender to bite on the drive downhill. Key number one, like I just said, when we get outside our defender's frame here, I am selling that drive because once you sell this drive and they think that you're gonna get around them, so the first thing you do, we dip our shoulder and our leg to sell it. Okay, that is key number one, we sell the drive. So when we sell this drive, the defender is gonna back up because they think you're gonna drive. That is the whole point to a hezzy pull-up. If you see Kevin Durant and all of them, they're here, pop, pop. Okay, they sell that drive to get that defender just to back up just a little bit. If you get the defender just to move back a step or just get their momentum to go back at all, you can shoot that shot because they're not gonna be able to contest it because they're falling backwards and cannot jump. Let's break it down real quick, then we'll do all of them full speed to show you what it looks like. So we're here, okay, this is the hezzy pull. So we float outside our defender's frame, we sell that drive, pop, we step in, we got our shot. Obviously it would be the opposite if I'm going to the right. If I'm a left-handed player, sell it, step in, we got our lefty jump shot right there. So now what we're gonna do, we're just gonna show you all options going a little bit quicker. So we're gonna start with the float and attack, then we're gonna do the float counter move, float cross, okay, then we're gonna go with the float into a hezzy pull. Okay, option one here, float into attack. Boom, we get outside our defender's frame, boom, we attack downhill. Option number two here is our float into a counter. So our defender cuts us off, now we make a counter move. So we're here, float, boom, cross. And the last one here, we sell this drive for our hezzy pull. Then we got our shot, okay? Those are the three options to be super, super effective, and that's really the only thing you need. Okay, obviously having a nice handle is great, but if you wanna be effective and keep it super simple, which some of the best players in the world do, you need to master this float dribble.